Blanche. How did it go with the accountants?
Oh, just fine. Hey, while I was in the waiting room, I was reading a magazine that listed the 10 richest men in America. You know, Merv Griffin's moved up a couple of notches.
He probably ate the two guys ahead of him.
Anyway, I got good news from my accountant. I'm being audited Tuesday.
Oh, look.
A jerk.
Thanks, Ma. Thanks. That really makes me feel a lot better.
Don't get smart with your mother. Listen, Dorothy, I love you dearly, but you're not the first woman to be dumped by her husband.
Oh, Ma, it's not what he did. I mean, I've learned to live with that. It's the way he did it. The least he could have done was... Oh, my God, I don't believe this. I'm gonna call the cops if you don't get out of here right away, you pervert.
Hi, Father Rossi. Here's the canned goods for the needy.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm terrible.
Oh, good, Rose, here you are. Honey, listen, I have been giving it some serious thought, and I have finally come up with a perfect solution for your very sensitive problem with Miles.
What?
Cheat on him.
I can't.
If you're both going, I'm going too. I have just as much chance of winning as you do.
You have done some good work, Dorothy. But not enough people like you. Sorry.
Bob, what do you think? Do I have a chance of winning?
Absolutely. As long as... Did that influence your decision to enter the priesthood?
Well, it wasn't exactly the evening I'd planned, but it turned out to be pleasant enough.
Frank is a very special person, isn't he?
Yes, he certainly is, and he obviously thinks the same about you.
Of course he does. We're friends.
And
You don't have to build him up to me, honey. I like him fine already.
it's 5 o'clock. Where's Holly?
Out with Dorothy, I think.
Still? Oh, I'm gonna owe Dorothy big for this one.
You know something, Rose? I don't think you're being...
Anyway, I'm on a tour of the great caper factories of Sardinia. I was a kooky kid going through my piccata period. A wedge of lemon and a smart answer for everything. Anyway, I was slicing an onion.
I hadn't slept so well in years.
But it certainly has nothing to do with this rock. Look, I like Marguerite as much as you do, but she's been here a week and she is not doing a very good job.
I think she's doing a terrific job. Why, ever since she gave me that potion, Norman's been on me like white on rice.
I'm talking about House White.
Well, that sure convinced me. Let's get some shut-eye. It's almost fight time.
Oh, Ma.
Dorothy, I'm not asking the kid to win. All he has to do is step in the ring and we make our money.
Sophia, if he steps in the ring, he might hurt his hands.
Unless it turns out that he's so bad that he gets knocked out before he can even throw...
No, Rose, they go.
No, the minks stay. They serve man, now we serve them.
Oh, come on.
Well, are you saying that just because they're too old to breed, they're useless? That they're no good for anything anymore?
The minks stay.
Right.
Come on, let's cook them a little something to eat.
Oh, my God.
We better keep an eye on her.
Oh, you're right. We better stick to her like a tight shirt on a sweaty farmhand. You know the type with the big biceps and the hairy chest just glistening in the hot sun? I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
Tell Rose goodbye for me, will
Have a
you?
wonderful time. And listen, don't forget to moan. Helps keep a man focused.
Oh, God.
Just like that.
Now, Ma, you're going to do what Blanche tells you.
Yeah.
You're not going to give her any trouble.
No.
You're going to be Blanche's little helper.
Parents there.
Even if we got live doves?
Mother.
All right, honey, your wedding day should be the most beautiful day of your life. And if you want to invite your father, well, I'm willing to keep the peace.
Promise.
Promise. Then it's settled. Now call your father and... Wait a minute. Just who are you calling a skinny white boy?
I think she meant Michael.
You got that right.
Oh, it was easy.
Oh, shut up, Rose. Look, Mrs. Wagner,
Bless Ida Perkins every time he sat down to eat a baked potato.
when did you leave the home, Mrs. Perkins?
Oh, maybe a year now. I don't really keep track.
So what made you decide to leave?
Decide? Some things in life you never get to decide. Some things just happen.
Der Fluven, Hooven, Meister, Garben, Gerben, Fleckman.
That's the loss.
So, what do you say, babe? Partners?
Goodbye, Stan.
Okay, I get the message. I guess I'm just not a person you want in your life.
My father was chosen to pull the float. He thought it was because he had the newest tractor, but actually it was because he was the only one small enough to fit into the mayonnaise jar costume. I'll never forget the moment we caught sight of him turning off a sycamore onto Elm.
Good. And in keeping with that spirit, I sold you to the Sultan of Fatah.
Ma,
What? You're a substitute teacher. It'll be just like the king and I.
Ma, why do you do this?
I want you to be happy.
I am happy. Look, Ma, I know that you think there's something missing from my life, but there isn't. The Oak Ridge Boys, Rose. Our names.
Oh! Gee, I'm not sure about this. I mean, when you think about Christmas, don't you think about giving gifts?
Yes, but that's not the first thing. You know, when I think of Christmas, I think of Christmas in New York.
Hey, that remedy's been in our family for generations.
And it always works?
Always. Of course, I never saw anyone eat it before. Usually, you just throw a glop on the vaporizer.
Oh, Rose.
Your chins, too, Dorothy.
You know, I'm still a little confused. Now, who exactly is Ricky?
Lucy's husband.
I thought Desi was...
You see that, Mom? You kill someone, you end up being a Rose story. Is this what you want?
Dorothy, I'll worry about me later. I gotta do this.
Wants. And what he wanted was mine. And you know, that got me to thinking. All my life, I have had a unique charm that just kind of flowed naturally. Now, if I tampered with that, why, I could risk losing forever that special magic that is Blanche Devereaux. That, frankly, was a risk I was not willing to take.
I can't remember when I had so much fun. We went dancing at the Beachcomber. We're going to go back again tomorrow night.
Jeffrey doesn't dance. He says it makes his ankles swell.
Honey, I think it's terrific that you had a good time tonight.
I have you two to thank for it. Good night.
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 Hi, Dorothy.
Hey, how did the election go?
Don't ask.
It was a disaster. We both lost by a landslide.
You're kidding. Who won?
Fifi Boger. Can you believe that? I think it's just because her husband's a pleasant. You know what I mean.
I think Rose needs to work on her metaphors.
Listen, honey, I know you're down in the dumps, but I'm so glad you came. I really want us to make a difference today.
Money appeals to me, but why the sandwich business?
Because we don't have enough counter space to make kidney machines. So are we partners or what?
Gee, it sounds kind of complicated. Selling sandwiches at a construction site? I don't know the first thing about business. You should ask Dorothy. Or Blanche. At least they'd have some input.
I know. So are we partners or what?
Because of your charm and your wit and your zest for life. I mean, you can have the operation or not. Men won't care one bit about your breasts.
Really, Rose?
Not with me around.
Oh, hi, girls. Did you all find Lillian?
You bet we did. And that side load is not being welcome. I will never, ever take you shopping with me again.
Fine. I'll shop at the mall by myself. Then I'll be able to pee when I'm good and ready.
Dorothy, you found a dress for the banquet. Oh, do you just
In New York, maybe you'll take it to him,
Nah, I think I'll mail it. That way, I'll always picture him right here on the boardwalk. Hey, someone's sitting there.
Oh, Sophia! Dorothy! Dorothy!
What? Oh, God, I don't know how to tell you this. What? Oh, it's about your mother. Ma! Oh, my God, and the dog. I think he ate your mother. Ma!
Some attack dog. He hid under the table, peed on the floor, and ran out the back.
My heroes, come to my studio. We will make a beautiful sculpture together.
What about Blanche?
Well, I will still see her, and she doesn't have to know about you. How about tomorrow morning at 10?
Oh, that seems so dishonest. I mean, Blanche is a dear friend. It would be a betrayal.
Here I am, Laszlo. Did Rose manage to keep you entertained?
Yes, I find her charming.
Eve, what a terrible day we've been having.
What are you telling me for? You think I'm hiding Father Flanagan under here? Got my own problems.
What's wrong, Ma?
Today was the worst day I've ever had at the hospital, not counting the unfortunate mistake Dr. Feldman made during my gallbladder surgery.
Wants. And what he wanted was mine. And you know, that got me to thinking. All my life, I have had a unique charm that just kind of flowed naturally. Now, if I tampered with that, why, I could risk losing forever that special magic that is Blanche Devereaux. That, frankly, was a risk I was not willing to take.
Rose was telling us about this secret date tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rose has something called a date, Dorothy. How can I explain this? You remember years ago when you went to a restaurant and a man pulled out your chair?
No, but I've been dying for him to ask me out. But we never really talk. We just dance.
Well, what do you know about him?
Nothing. Except he's a wonderful dancer.
Oh, well, what's that? All that proves is he has rhythm.
Sophia, how was your date last night?
Tony Del Vecchio is a dreamboat. I wouldn't mind glancing over at the night table and seeing his teeth next to mine.
Ma, please. I mean, it's probably silly, but I'm not that comfortable hearing about your
We are going ice skating.
Dorothy, oh my God, can you believe it?
Hey, Puerto Ricans can ice skate.
Dorothy! Dorothy, look! It's the carving, see? Sal loves Sophia.
Ma!
You're Sophia?
That's right.
So good to see you, Dorothy. It's wonderful to see you, honey.
What is this? You gift wrapped your luggage?
Of course not, Ma. My luggage is at the hotel. Those are gifts.
You're staying at a hotel?
I didn't want to inconvenience anyone.
What inconvenience? You're my daughter. We shared a body.
All right, Uncle Angelo. For the time being, I guess you can use Uncle Morris's old apartment.
Oh, Dorothy, thank you so much. My first apartment in America. Here, I will begin again. Here, I will start a new life.
One afternoon, I thought I saw Pat Sajak riding side saddle on a dolphin.
I'm gonna get something to eat.
Oh, yeah, good idea. There's that salad in the fridge. Sophia?
No, I have to finish this. Knit one, purl two.
5, 6, 7, 8. For dinner, Dorothy, it was delicious.
Oh, I really enjoyed it, too. In fact, I had such a good time, I forgot all about old what's-his-name.
Fidel.
Oh, honey, I know what his name is.
No, I mean, there he is. And he has his arms around another woman.
That's when Shady Pines burned down and you came here to live with us.
Oh, yeah. I'm not wearing underpants.
Mrs. Petrillo, were you acquainted with the late Maria Hartgrove?
She died. Good riddance. God rest her soul.
We have a deathbed confession from her stating that the two of you
Didn't?
Oh, I'm just so mad at myself. You and I were finally beginning to get close, and I had to go and do something stupid. I just feel so terrible.
And the odd thing is, I wouldn't have thought to give Stan a second look if Ma hadn't insisted.
Dorothy, it's just so unfair. They shouldn't be allowed to do this to a fine teacher like you.
Well, it's part of the experimental year-round school system. Every teacher is required to take a 10-week leave, and my 10 weeks are now.
This wouldn't have happened if you'd taken the job I wanted you to take.
Ma, you wanted me to be a nun. Contact with the outside world for at least a year.
He dumped you.
Yes.
Dorothy, I'm sorry.
Why is it whenever I think I've met Mr. Right, I'm wrong?
Because, Dorothy, you're not the most perceptive woman in the world.
Well, what's everybody doing up? I thought you all still be sleeping.
In town. 1 month, I saw the same picture 15 times.
Sounds like cable.
So, tell me about Robert. What's he like?
He's a lot like Grandpa.
Really? Does he look like Grandpa?
No, he looks like Bruce Springsteen.
Well, then how's he like Grandpa?
100%?
100%.
Tip-top?
Tip-top.
Then, Mr. 100% tip-top, why the hell does she feel like hell?
Look, Ma...
Wait, I gotta hear this.
It could be functional.
Functional?
Mental.
Mental. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. 100% tip.
And I remembered she left, thanks to you, Dorothy.
You had late-night talks with my mother?
All the time.
And she gave you hard candy?
No. I'd ask, but she was always afraid I'd choke on it.
Why didn't somebody tell me it was dinner time?
Ma, it's not dinner, it's the middle of the night. Fine, at this point, I'll try anything.
I always thought it was the size of a man's feet that were a sign of virility.
Really? I always thought it was the number of newspapers piled up outside the motel room door.
Aunt Angela, please. No, we have to talk.
To get the Danish. Look, there's nothing I hate more than someone who thinks that every person who lives alone wants company and a few kind words. I live by myself because I like it. I've got no use for people, never have. See you inside.
Ma, where are you going?
To throw some holy water on her.
Come on, Ma, I think you're overreacting. Aunt Angela, where are you going?
I'm gonna tape my name on the mailbox. After all, I live here now. Any more bright ideas, linguini for brains?
Rose, Blanche, this is the part where my good friends are supposed to shut off the TV and run after me. So either shut off the TV or I'm going to hurl it through the window. Thank you. I'm touched.
How you holding up, Dorothy? As you understand, I can't make any promises.
If you'll be brave, I'll be brave.
Ma, I said I was sorry.
The least you can do when we're gonna see a movie is say it's a foreign film.
What is the big deal?
I had to stand in front of the screen just
tonight.
Is my cousin Sven here yet?
No, Rose.
Oh, good. I got caught up at work and I barely had time to pick up this cake. I wanted to make Sven feel welcome.
Rose? That cake is from the Get It While It's Hot erotic bake shop.
Whoa!
Pearl body locked together in a frenzy of love.
Who wrote that?
Merrill Kellogg.
Merrill Kellogg? Who's he?
Ask Blanche, it's her letter.
This is from that guy in prison that Blanche has been writing to.
How are you going to explain this opened letter?
Simply cannot go on eating like that at your age. You can't eat like that at any age.
But she didn't have a heart attack. You're absolutely sure.
I've got a portable EKG machine in the car. I'll double check, of course. But it doesn't seem like a heart attack. She's got classic gallbladder symptoms. A tenderness in the upper right quadrant, a slight...
Stu, don't tell me you've never heard of Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific's Clubhouse? Every weekday afternoon, 1 full hour on Saturdays?
You don't mean that clown with the kiddie show?
No, he's not a clown. He's a superhero. You're thinking of Bozo.
I'm talking to both.
You and Eddie.
We talked a lot between shows, and of course I didn't realize it, but he was falling for me.
Didn't have far to fall.
It started with little things.
I bet. Those are mine, Sophia.
Oh, well, let me put on my big surprise face.
Oh, I just wish there was something we could do for the poor thing.
There is. I want to
You know what it is? Well, it's not an engagement ring, but it's more than a friendship ring. Isn't it pretty? Oh, much nicer than Abbott would have given to Costello.
We gave him a couple of bucks.
I guess that's why he kept saying, now remember, kids, nobody likes a squealer.
Here are some pictures of Dorothy at 11, a hilariously awkward age for her.
Ma, enough with the pictures. Why don't you get us some coffee?
Because it gives me the trots.
Good morning.
Morning, Rose.
Wait a second, there's something different about you. Didn't you used to have a neck?
It's tension. It always goes to the same place. My shoulders tighten, my neck gets stiff, and I can't turn my head.
You mean you can't move your neck at all?
He's trying to steal my man, and no one ever steals a man from Blanche Devereaux. Right.
Blanche, this is all about your ego, isn't it?
Ego? Dorothy, I have no ego. And you can ask the hundreds of men who would gladly...
Please call the operator, Dr. Randall.
Wait a minute. What do you mean she's going into surgery? I talked to her last night. She was fine.
This is why we keep people here for observation.
When can we see Rose?
Are you related to her?
No, we're her friends.
I'm sorry, she's in pre-op, and only her family can see her now. Now, we have contacted her daughter, and Mrs. Nyland will be going into surgery.
Natural.
Well, it's a little too natural, if you ask me. I prefer to be smooth under my arms and from my ankle to the top of my thigh.
Get out of here.
What?
You shave above the knee?
Well, of course.
Get out of here.
Oh, honey, she means in the sack.
Where's Sophia?
Oh, she and Gloria went shopping. They haven't come back yet.
Gloria seems like a lovely person.
She is a lovely person. And she's sophisticated and worldly and wealthy and has never had a pimple in her life.
You're coaching a baseball player by letting him wear your underwear? Didn't I see this movie? A woman helps a handsome ball player and he goes off to live with the Indians. What was it called? Dances with Bulls?
Ma, you're confusing Bull Durham with Dances with Wolves.
Where have you been? You know what time it is?
9 o'clock.
In your dreams, you take the wrong bus again? Never mind, you didn't miss anything.
What do you think you're doing?
I think I'm crocheting, but to tell you the God's honest truth, I wouldn't swear to it.
Exist.
Have you tried telling them how you feel?
They wouldn't listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah, only because they dump me on you and you feel you have to.
No.
Well, you don't have to.
David,
But just leave me alone.
Hot and then cool them down.
Kathy, I swear sometimes you can read my mind.
I think we should stick to babysitting.
I agree.
All right, as long as it's only for one day.
Oh, this is going to be great. I love charities. In fact, I helped establish the Henry Fjord Foundation.
The fjord?
You're making this whole thing up just to rub it in. You have never met these people.
Jealousy is a very ugly thing, Dorothy. And so are you in anything backless.
This is flour. I hid my jewels in the flour.
Why did you hide your jewels in the flour?
Because I didn't think they'd look there. What kind of robbers look in the flour?
That's the first place they look after the freezer.
The freezer's my other hiding place.
It's everybody's. The robbers know that. They don't even open drawers anymore.
Look, I don't care what anyone thinks. Lorraine and I are getting married, and that's final.
Lorraine, you marry him and you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Come on, girls.
Michael, you're making a very big mistake.
It's my life, Mom.
We can't let them go through with it.
Dorothy, they're adults.
My mother called my boyfriend a top Miami lawyer. Nothing to worry about. We are in good hands.
Oh, Dorothy, sweetheart, there you are.
Oh, my...
No, Bobby, you don't have to write that last part. That was just a come-on. Look, I'm sorry to take up your time at this hour, ladies, but I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, of course. I am single. I'm free on Saturday night. And I can arch my back until my head touches my heel.
Just an example.
Of course. You get 20 cases of sardines, you figure, God doesn't want me to waste good sardines. He's gonna wait till I finish the 20 cases. That could take 5, 6 years.
Yeah, well, why couldn't you just eat one case slowly?
Silly, isn't it?
I'm here if you want to pick my brain.
Rose, I think we should leave it alone and let it heal.
It was clear from Ted's tone on the phone that he wants to escalate. A package of these, please?
And, I'll take these.
No, thank you. Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Joe, I need a price check on some condoms.
Pure milk chocolate. Oh, that's the loveliest trophy I've ever seen. I'm gonna get a knife.
Rose, there is no way that we can tell you how proud of you we are.
Sure there is. Congratulations, Rose Nyland. You are St. Olaf's Woman of the Year.
It's nice to match the name up with a face.
Father, won't you sit down? And would you like something to drink?
Tea would be lovely if it's no trouble.
No, not at all. I already had some boiling water on account of this cyst on my bum.
Dorothy, as you're already...
What? Oh, my gosh. My Grammy's necklace is gone. I'll bet it slipped off when I was showing Derek the view.
Blanche, we don't have a view.
Speak for yourself. Oh, Miles, I'm looking for Derek. He's about yay tall, has a mustache.
Sir, I caught this old lady assaulting a man over the last tube of Preparation H. The tube broke and it's all over aisle 7. I detained her for scooping up the rest of the ointment and putting it in her purse.
Whoa! Sophia, were you looking? No, actually, that's what you stepped off. But I know it's not a good sign when the first rebound goes into the low 120s.
Oh, Blanche, honey, don't worry. All you need is a little spring tune-up.
I suppose you'd race
Dorothy!
Look, I couldn't help it. When the doctor came in with the release form, he told me what could possibly go wrong. I just panicked.
Darling, nothing is going to go wrong.
Blanche is right. Of course, one summer when I was a candy striper, you wouldn't believe the things I saw. Lost patients, mixed up medic.
If you can even think of marrying someone else, there's only one reason. You're in love.
I know Mama's dying. Hurt you quite a bit.
Yes, it did. But I'm talking about Margaret. Her husband died 2 years ago, shortly after your mama.
I didn't know.
She loved you.
Dorothy, I'm sorry about this misunderstanding.
I know. It's all right.
Okay, everybody, we're ready to serve the appetizers.
Come on, Frank, we're eating out on the lanai.
No, exactly. Actually, every town has its own dialect. Actually, every household has its own dialect. This also explains why the Italian army is as effective as the Jamaican bobsled team.
Malinteso, ma io posso rifare tutto. Cambierò questo garage in una stanza da letto.
He says he's sorry he made the mistake.
Oh, no, that one.
I wasn't worried. My denture slipped.
Ma, Uncle Angelo's plane lands at 4 o'clock. You have plenty of time to make a fresh batch before then.
Good, because these aren't fit for human consumption.
Top of the morning, sunshines.
Hey, Rose, try one of these.
I will be holding the baby next to my bosom. What a magnificent picture. God, I wish that thing didn't look so sickly.
I don't care if you're paying for dinner. What you want to do is crazy.
It's time to go, Sophia.
The life of my roommates. What do you say?
Oh, sure, honey, that sounds like fun.
Oh, thank you, Blanche. You're a real friend. You and Sophia. I'll just shoot around, Dorothy.
Oh, all right, Rose, I'll do it. But just don't shoot from too low. Now, Stan used to do that in our home movies, and I always looked like someone from another planet.
It was just a little joke, Al. I laugh at all yours.
No, I'm serious. I'm seasick.
You mean it? We're still docked.
I can't sail around the world. I guess there's no adventure in me. I'm sorry, Rose.
Well, don't be sorry. Look what you were about to do.
And I'm Blanche.
Can I interest you in some arts and crafts?
This really bites.
Norman, what would you like to do?
Well, I like Army Men.
Oh, there was a colonel here on Tuesday, but he had to go back to the base.
Blanche, I think he means those little guys with the helmets.
Oh, you deserved it before going back to that high-tension dog-eat-dog pressure pit you work in.
Blanche, I run a miniature golf course.
Your champagne, Miss Devereaux?
Oh, thank you, Walter. Sure. You will forgive me if this champagne has a little effect on me. Sometimes just having it sitting on the table sets my
Your
heart.
own problems? I can't find my lucky handkerchief.
Lucky handkerchief?
What the hell are you, a minor bird? I'm trying to get my kid together for a major bingo game, and it's not here. There's no way I can play without it. It's like Kareem without his goggles.
I'm sorry, Sophia. I'm just so upset.
You know, you would feel a lot better if you...
Dorothy hates me.
Oh, Blanche, that's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. And I hate her right back double. Now, give me some cream.
Morning, Dorothy. Blanche and I were just having some coffee. Would you care to join us?
Frankly, Rose, I would rather use Willie Nelson.
Great. We'll talk while I work. Come on,
Well,
sit. Here we go.
I'll do that.
Now, Rose, what is it that you wanted to talk to me about?
Well,
What a surprise.
Well, my whole childhood, I kept hearing about the curse. How when I was 13, I was going to get the curse. Oh, I was absolutely terrified. The year of my 13th birthday, I slept with the lights on all year. Oh, I was sure there was a witch behind every wisteria.
Blanche and Clayton aren't getting married, you airhead. Clayton and Doug are.
Oh.
It'll be a simple ceremony, just exchanging rings and affirming our commitment to each other in front of our friends. I mean, it's not like it's going to be a big,
I really didn't want that job anyway. I don't need that kind of pressure in my life.
You know what you're going to wind up with in your life? Nothing. Then what are you going to do? Sponge off your kids? Move in with them? Have them take care of you? Okay, bad example.
Being wide awake and scared and by yourself without a double fudge chocolate cheesecake in the freezer.
I'll get the silverware.
Feel better already.
You know, I never used to do anything like this with my old roommates.
But you had roommates before us? I never knew that.
Yes. I've just continued the tradition by myself.
That's so romantic, proposing over champagne. I never think of things like that. I'm gonna ruin this whole night, I know it.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me you're thinking of popping the question right here on St. Valentine's Day, just like George did.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going through. I can read it in your face.
You can.
Oh, sure. Your husband or your boyfriend dumped you. Oh, honey, don't let it get you down. It's just kids.
Yeah, but she had to leave 2 behind. I think if they cross state lines, it's a parole violation.
Sophia, you mean you're moving for good?
Not for good. I'm just gonna help them raise the kids. I'll be back as soon as they graduate from high school. Let's see, they're 14 now. That should be about 10, 12 years.
Of course, your speech endorsing public beheadings with no trial, I think got him a little concerned.
I know, he wants to see me again. But I think it's personal.
In my day, we didn't have therapy. We were too busy looking for food.
Looking for food? You mean to take back to your cave?
Here.
Taking a shower, huh? I suppose this is your loofah sponge.
What are you talking about?
You toyed with my emotions. You toyed with my affection. And worst of all, you toyed with my sister.
That's not true, Sophia. Angela's just my roommate. You're the only woman in my life. There can be no one else but you.
St. Olaf painting. Well, every year she goes into her mating ritual and gives off little signals. I mean, she releases a scent, she changes the way she stands, she makes tiny little whistling noises.
I do that.
Yes, but don't you see, that's all she does. I mean, she plays hard to get.
I'll move to it. But I need to go in the bathroom, Rose. I hate to go anywhere without my Actifed. Good morning.
I can't let you see my eyes. They look terrible from crying.
Rose, you couldn't possibly look terrible to me. I left my contact lenses in the bathroom.
Walk. Fine, rub it in. You and Tony have been fooling around all day.
That's a lie. I've been out shopping all day.
In your bathrobe?
I came home, I took a shower. Kill me.
Why do you think I came over here?
Stanley, don't you think it's kind of a coincidence that you get a relapse on the very day the doctor says you're ready to move back into your own apartment?
What can I say? The heart's a funny organ.
I bet most of your organs get a laugh.
Blanche, I sense some hostility.
Good, because I hate you.
So that when I come home at night, you are you, Blanche is Blanche, and Ma, if she's taken her medication, is my mother.
I don't know what's real anymore. When I think of the things I've told Miles, the things he's told me, the things we've told each other, things we've said.
Blanche, what are you doing lining shelves on a Friday? Walking around saying, how does she do it? Ma, you're cut off.
I had to see you.
Mom, these numbers don't make sense. They can't be right.
They're right, Kirsten. I had them checked with a lawyer and an accountant.
But there's nothing here.
Of course there is.
I mean, there's nothing close to what should be here. Daddy was one of the most successful insurance salesmen in his company.
It sounds so natural, doesn't it?
Well, then I guess till next Tuesday, we are Kid Pepe's managers.
What happens after Tuesday?
We take our winnings and buy a heavyweight. Okay, a middleweight and a microwave.
Ma, forget it. This insanity.
Send them to you. Now, you two be on your way. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Wonderful. He just dropped me.
Blanche, come on. You had no interest in Sven.
Well, that's not the...
I was going to ask you the same thing.
They're going to get married whether we like it or not. Do you like it?
No.
Me neither.
They're also going to have a baby whether we like it or not. Do you want to see it?
Yes.
Me too. So what are we going to do?
What mothers have done since the beginning of time. Okay, Rose, what is it?
It's about Jean.
What about Jean?
Well, I don't want to shock you, Dorothy, but Jean...
I know. Jean is gay.
You know already? Well, what about Blanche?
No, Blanche is not gay.
I don't mean that. I mean, she knows.
Him again. Oh, come on. Let's start supper. Come on.
I'll be with you in a minute. Glenn?
I didn't know the guy from Star Trek wrote plays.
So, Dorothy, what you're telling me is I'm going to take this recipe with me to the grave.
Right along with the secret of why Uncle Gino legally adopted that goat.
Make 100 for half the money. So, of course, he got the contract. When the Navy came back to check on the progress 6 months later, they discovered there'd been a terrible misunderstanding. Phineas had made 100 Hoagie heroes for $500,000. He claimed I'm the queen?
You're also the fool, so we're saving a lot on payroll.
I'll leave her alone. We have to get to work on the sauce. We begin by taking a shallow bath in olive oil at 7:34 Sicily time.
Why?
Calm down, everybody. How did this happen?
I remember. That moron made us promise we'd have our heads frozen and meet 100 years later.
And we did it?
They laugh, they sing, they slam down a few Boilermakers. Shortly afterwards, he's arrested for showing her how he can hold his palate without using his hands. But I digress.
Honey, it has coming to it.
And I'll bet you do a fine job of it.
Thank you. However, I have no personal stake in this whatsoever. Now, is that understood?
Oh, yes, yes.
You bet, my man.
Then cut the crap, paisan.
Sophia, isn't that obscene?
No, they mean good health, have a nice day, and would you like to squeeze my concertina?
Dorothy, I don't understand. You spent the whole afternoon together and he still didn't ask you out. What did you do wrong?
Who didn't ask you out, Dorothy?
You got a phone book?
Frankly,
We had to feed the chickens, slop the hogs, muck the stalls.
Please, I'm trying to eat here.
And after I finished all that, I still had to take care of Larry, my one-eyed pig.
what did you people do? Run a farm for handicapped animals?
And what does that do to the morale of our boys overseas?
Good news, girls, I've gained 4 pounds.
Last week I left him a stool sample. If I can talk to him about that, you can tell him your
Leonard, help me out here. Where on that diet
Willing to forget about it, so am I.
He has his good days and he has his bad days. You just never know what to expect.
No, I understand. My mother can be the same way. I guess it's just part of getting older.
Some of it. But my father...
Dorothy stands out there feeling so sorry for himself. He's bringing down the homeless.
Blanche, will you take over for me,
What are you
please?
gonna do?
I'm gonna go and try to make Stan feel like a whole man again.
Anything you need?
Yes, half a man.
But no tongue. What the hell? Oh, look, my beautiful daughter is home from school. Hello, pussycat. Sam?
It's Stan, Mrs. Petrillo.
Yeah, right. Now find someone who cares.
Here? Yeah, must be. I just put it out. Excuse me.
Michael decided to take this.
Dorothy, that's our jacket. Do something.
I'm sorry, Rose. I left my flamethrower in my other purse.
Here, let me handle this. Listen here, mister. Now, I would like to have a word with you. I paid good money.
Relationship that has very special problems, and only you and Jonathan can decide whether those problems are worth working out.
I can appreciate what you're going through, Rose. I once went through a very similar situation myself.
You once dated a little person?
Oh, no. No, what I was referring to...
Cosmetic surgery.
Cosmetic surgery? Why?
Because I look old, Rose. You have any idea what it's like working on a college campus?
Well, I've never worked on one, but I was the subject of a lab experiment once.
Amy, you never told me that.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Can be awkward.
I thought I could do it. I really did, and then I couldn't. You see, it would have been the first time since my husband died.
Let's eat. I brought you your favorite.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Chinese.
No, Italian.
Look, there's been no change on the Petrillo case. We are very busy. We'll call when we can.
Yeah, listen, buddy. Sophia may be just another case.
Because of your charm and your wit and your zest for life. I mean, you can have the operation or not. Men won't care one bit about your breasts.
Really, Rose?
Not with me around.
Oh, hi, girls. Did you all find Lillian?
You bet we did. And that's Blanche. I'm sorry. I just don't like the idea of this club. I mean, it seems so discriminatory.
Dorothy, there is nothing wrong with being proud of what you are. This club celebrates those individuals who can prove they come from 100% Southern Confederate stock. And if you can't, then fiddly-doo to you. Nonsense. I want you to take it back this second.
Jamie,
What?
you called me George.
Well, don't you think I would know if I had called you Jamie, George? I mean George, Jamie. Oh, well, Jamie, George. What's the difference?
There is a difference, Blanche.
I mean, who doesn't have a date?
Rose, I need to borrow a silk scarf tonight.
You have a date?
No, I'm doing the dance of the seven veils and I'm one short. Sometimes I worry about her. Should have came with my wallet.
Ma, I am furious with you.
Think of how mad your date's gonna be when he finds out he's not going out with Janet Gaynor.
Oh, God.
Now, Dorothy, just remember how important first impression. Give those two a piece of my mind.
Blanche, listen, if you go over there angry, you're just going to make things worse.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to say what I feel.
I have to say what I feel. I have to say what I feel.
My convenience. I mean, it is 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, please, ask your friends to leave.
Come on, girls. Relax, loosen up. Hey, life's too short, especially for you guys.
David, I'll get the melon baller.
Well, I wanted to ask you.
For God's sakes, he wants to ask you to go out with him. You got your listening equipment, I got mine. Good night. Dorothy, it's past your bedtime.
Ma, I'm 60 years old. I can stay up as late as I want.
No, we said when you're 65, you can stay up as late as you want. Now, what are you doing?
Well, if you must know, I'm writing a letter to Pop.
The same Pop who died 17 years ago?
That's... Hey, I'm gonna have to ask you a few questions. Well, Lord, I can't ask you this. I can't even ask my own wife this. I'd like to.
Dean Tucker, what happened to me was really quite simple. I'm not doing very well in Professor Cooper's class.
You must be Dorothy.
And you must be Mrs. Rogers. I didn't catch your name.
I'm Rose Nyland, your new roomie. Blanche has told me all about you. Sorry your husband dumped you. You can borrow my bubble bath any...
You were about to tell a story. Why did you stop?
Well, this is usually when Dorothy and Blanche interrupt me. Anyway, I'd always go to the movies every Saturday afternoon with all my friends.
Did you call about buying the Citrus Festival plate?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Rose, you're beautiful.
How much do you want for it?
Well, they're pretty rare. There's only 5 of these. I'd say $2,000.
$2,000 a plate? What is this, a Republican fundraiser?
Look, these plates are collector's items.
Double hockey sticks.
Oh, what language. My ears are burning. Rose Nyland, you know what you are. You are an A1 first-class all-around nerd. Oh, honey, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. Oh.
Every year we end up with Miami's answer to Meryl Streep. Phyllis Amaro. She stinks.
Oh, I thought she was terrific last year in The Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh, Rose, please. During the entire second act, the audience kept yelling, "She's in the attic! She's in the attic!" You know, she had me in her corner right up until the end. Hi, Ma. You want some tea?
Nah, I'm trying to...
And my monkey.
And a good-looking monkey it is. Is it me or is that a traffic cone?
Jealous? Come on, Dorothy, we better get going. After our session, I have an important dinner meeting with some investors.
Admit it. Wasn't it worth the trip to the bad part of town?
That guy almost got my purse, Miles.
Almost doesn't count, Rose. Hey, how about those Cajun drumsticks? Oh, I can still smell those Cajun drumsticks.
I'm not surprised you put one in each pocket.
Oh, that's tomorrow's lunch, sweetheart.
Get this out.
All right, okay. I understand. It's just that the thought of losing you, Rose, it scares me. I love you, damn it. I want us to be together. We should be together because we want to be, not because I boxed you into a corner with an ultimatum. You take all the time you need.
Stanley, if you're doing what I think you're doing, you're in big trouble.
I was just remembering the first time you ever kicked me out of bed and I had to sleep on the floor.
Emil Zundt's hidden honeymoon hideaway in the Poconos.
Come, sit down here.
Ma, this is just like old times.
So tell me, did you have a good time tonight at your prom, Pussycat?
Wonderful, Ma. It was everything I wanted it to be.
Come, tell Ma all about it. Boy, it wasn't easy getting you in here. Stan took your head, Gloria took your legs. I haven't heard such heavy breathing since before you passed out.
Ma, please.
Oh, come on. When I said that to Stan, he laughed so hard he dropped you.
You sound happy about this.
On the committee is female. Who are you going to sleep with?
Are you insinuating that I cannot win it on merit alone? All women?
So, where are you going all dressed up?
Raymond invited me.
More than 100 and we didn't have any change.
What about these?
Well, they all had hundreds, too.
Rose, let me give you a few lessons in economics. Lesson number 1. Quit being an idiot.
Okay.
Lesson number 2. The law of supply and demand. Before you...
Okay, players. Prepare to play the final simulated game of the day. Our contestants, Professor Reginald Bradley of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, Dr. Julie Stever, Chief of Neurosurgery, Victory Memorial Hospital.
I won't go if you don't want me to, but I do want to go, so can I?
Would your mother let you go?
No.
Then go.
Ah! Thank you! Oh, you're the best! I'll see y'all later.
Isn't she something? I'm really proud of her. Now, if I could just manage to rope myself a doctor that easily. Just knew you would agree that combining our money to buy one big thing was the best idea. I just hope you like it in light blue.
Like what in light blue?
We'll be right out, Sophia.
Blanche, that's a Mercedes.
I know it. Don't you just love it? It's ours.
I'm wearing his medical alert bracelet.
When did this start?
Well, I have been allergic to penicillin ever since.
Not that. I mean, this sick relationship.
Por favor, let me explain. I still care for you deeply. I did not mean for this to happen. It just did when I...
The pearl.
Neither. I'm going to spray paint it on my hump.
You see, Blanche, you don't know any more than I do. I've decided I'm going to run for fashion show chairman.
Well, you're just wasting your time. Who on that fashion committee is going to vote for you? I'm going to win.
Well, I don't see how that's possible. Everybody...
Could I smell waffles?
What does this look like, the house of pancakes?
So, how's Kate doing?
Better than I am. Dennis is here, and she's forgiven him.
Dennis is here? Somebody hold my hair. I'm gonna kill him.
Oh, sit down and shut up.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Daddy.
15 years.
How long did you wait after George died?
Till the paramedics came.
As the Reverend was performing the funeral service.
The vet?
Our prize hen, Henrietta, had some kind of a chicken disease. I don't exactly know what it was.
Chicken pox.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I had an earache, so he saw us both at the same...
Please, nobody touch anything. My name is Spade Marlowe. I'm a private detective retained by the late philanthropist, Giles Forsythe. Because when an 88-year-old man marries a 22-year-old girl, he likes to know what she's up to.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but does anybody but me think the hat...
He was talking about when he said they were bad for you.
Well, have you ever seen anything more devastatingly beautiful in all your life?
Gosh, let's see.
That was a rhetorical question, Rose. When are your dates picking you two up?
We don't have any dates, Blanche.
No dates? On Valentine's Day?
Astronaut, except for, well, you know, that eye thing.
I've been working for this Meals on Wheels program, Dorothy, and I need a driver, please.
Oh, all right, Ma, I'll cancel Banjo Eyes.
Don't worry. There'll be other dates, Gloria.
Wiedenfrugen. It's a personal servant. It's the only way to make up for something like this. Oh, we've done it in my family for years. Ever since Uncle Ben lost Lars Olson's artificial leg. It was the day of the big 4-county toboggan race.
Blanche.
Kendall.
Blanche, I must commend you again. I have a feeling we're in for a weekend none of us is going to forget.
Oh, I do declare. Your sweet words could charm the morning dew right off the honeysuckle.
Well, then I guess tomorrow morning we can start to pack. Can't we?
Yeah, I guess so. That's probably the best thing. Dr. Ashley was right, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, it doesn't mean we can't still be friends. You know, we'll...
Wait! Oh, damn!
Stop entering so many contests.
I did? Gee, I find it hard to believe I'd even care.
This makes it all worthwhile. All those endless hours licking stamps, licking envelopes, temporarily losing my ability to taste sweets.
Rose, what did you win?
A free prostate check.
Throw so long at that job interview.
I mean, if she's taking this long, that's a good sign, isn't it? I mean, how long does it take to say no?
What are you asking her for? She never said no in her life.
You know, just to be on the safe side, when she gets home, we shouldn't ask her what happened. We should just keep the conversation in a...
You little lady. All right, boys, take it away. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
best friends in the entire world, and I trust and respect you more than any people I know. So I want you to tell me the truth. Now, honestly, do you think I'm competent at what I do?
Based on the sounds from your bedroom, I'd bet you're damn near spectacular.
You have ever read a scientific journal?
Believe what you want, see if I care. Hypersexual bitch.
Oh, there you are, Rose. Good. Honey, I'm borrowing a good time.
Wait, you're going to introduce me to some of your friends?
Yes, if I see anybody I know.
Hey, Blanche. How's life?
Well, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing no underwear.
Ma, quit listening at the door. I'm flying my mother's sister, Angela, over from Sicily.
And she's bringing the surprise? You know, this reminds me of the story of Gunilla Ulfsdotter, St. Olaf's very own angel of death.
Tell it, Rose, tell it.
Really? All the way through?
All the way through, but please try to make the end come as close to the beginning as possible.
Up on my lap and lick my face and fetch a ball when I throw it.
You can get a man to do that.
I'll be right back. Say hello to the newest member of our family.
Oh, great. We gotta live with a sad-eyed, hyperactive nuisance.
We know how confused you must feel, but no matter how unfocused your emotions are, you must try to express them. So just go ahead and cry if you want to, or scream, or throw things if you have to, but let those feelings out, honey. Let them fill this room.
What's going on?
Listen, Ma, I want you to be especially nice to Marguerite.
Please, Dorothy, I wasn't brought up in a cave. Actually, I was brought up in a cave.
Listen, Ma, I am serious. You are not to ask her to lift a finger, and if there's anything you need...
As pretty as she did 30 years ago.
But I don't.
No, you don't.
What?
You look prettier.
Oh.
No, I mean it. I
Oh.
mean it.
Oh.
The face and the figure and that smile. Oh, it's all gotten better. Unless it's just my